believe me, no matter where, take you on this journey, keep believing. On my darkest evenings, when they left me bleeding, I would have this vision, even when they couldn't seek it. Couldn't keep it to myself, living in my personal hell. No one was there to help, shit they even prayed I failed. I can't judge them, I can only dream what they was stealth. How they treated me reflected how they felt by themselves. I can only love from wasn't built how I was built. Mama was a goddess, so she would protect me. I was anointed, people could never elect me. They only throw curses, as it deepens it worsens. Not impartial disbursements, cause when it rains it pours. As my love grows, they hate me more. Too sure, too pure. I'm the rose that grew from the concrete floor. Nah, you can't take from me anymore. House burnt down, closed bank account, and I'm locking the door. Feeling like Pac in the outlaw. Let's go! And you claim you want me outdoors. 16 karat, just fuck it. How about more? Cloud of smoke, hella hate. Guaranteed to more. Make the do the do-si-do. No, y'all ain't ready for that, right? Okay. They ain't ready.
That's enough. They not ready.
I said they ain't ready for that rodeo. Let's up on them likes, up. Like I said, the more viewers we get, the more giveaways we get. We got stress balls, we got all that, all the above. It is Daz Exotic. Go ahead.
Yo, and you know what time it is. I wouldn't be the milkman if I didn't hit you with a yo. But I'm just over here trying to do my job, like it, and sharing this thing up because I'm not stingy and I'm trying to share myself with the world, Joe.
Hey, it is a case of the Mondays. We got a great subject. Subject. Ooh, run them likes up. Look, we're gonna do a giveaway right now, cause y'all hit 10, tag somebody. We kicking it off with a giveaway. We're gonna give away the stress ball. If y'all
tag a friend, get your mama, uncle, cousin,
y'all
Terry in the building.
Go and follow 2 pages, Let's Vibe TV and Higher Vibration Network.
Yo,
and send me a screenshot that you followed them.
That's it. And if you already followed, just send that screenshot. Put your name in. Go on and get your stress ball.
Let's go. So that's all you gotta do. DM me, Daz Exotic, Brandon Beck. And we got some guests today. Guests.
You can't just have the same conversation with the same people all the time. You need perspective. You need life experience. You need culture. You need people. Tonight we got people.
With a lot of perspective and great perspective. Our co-host subbing for the one and only Maddie tonight.
Shout out, Maddie. Higher Vibrations.
She is the type of creative and dreamer that you like to see because this is how I met her. Our energy was so similar. See, right?
Yeah.
I seen an artist, King Cash, who I have a lot of respect for.
Shout out Jeffy in the building.
Oh shoot, what up, Jeffy? But yeah, an artist, King Cash, was on her podcast about mental health. And we love that over here. I seen it and I said, King Cash, when are you gonna come on a case of the Mondays, right? And so then later on that day, I seen a bunch of likes on my post, right? And I was like, who is this? And I was like, this is a beautiful being, Is this a catfish? No, I clicked it. And it was a hard-working, creative, the host of the mental health episode, trying to collab and make things happen. And you know how Milk, you know how I'm coming. That's how I'm coming.
Yo, that's what Let's Vibe TV is all about.
And so to see that, that's what keeps independent. Fuck all that beef shit. We need collaboration at a time like this. So with no further ado, the host, the visionary, Kalisha Campbell.
Let's go.
Oh, what an introduction. Hi, guys. Kalisha Campbell. Some of you know me as Casey from Pine Case. The rest of you know me as your girl. You know, no big deal. We just out here doing what we do. Thank you so much for having me on.
Appreciate you joining us on tonight. It's definitely going to be a vibe as we dig in. We take our mask off and we get real on a case of the mondaze.
You know this. You know this.
What up, Chris?
That's my bro in the building. What's good, Chris?
What up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, we was just sharing some strawberry shortcake yesterday with our moms. Yes, we were.
What up? Run them likes up. Look, y'all already activated a giveaway. All y'all got to do is go like the Let's Vibe TV page in the Higher Vibration Network page, screenshot it, send it to me, and let me know, and it enters you to win a scratch ball.
We all need one of those in our lives.
I'll sign the scratch ball.
I told some people I work with that I've had to lay off of the sensory toys because I've been in meetings where I have exploded them and the little beans fly everywhere. And you know,
you got the fidget spinners and all that.
Kalisha, Milk out here squeezing the balls too hard. What is wrong with this man?
That's hilarious.
Hey, they did not test it to my strength pattern.
Too much pressure in your life. Too much pressure in your life, honey. We're here to ease some of that, though.
Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Amen. Oh, now, glory.
So to keep it in motion, our next guest is a ray of sunlight, one of the biggest supporters. Also, she fits the subject well because she has a son that faces a lot of obstacles, and I have watched how she loves and grows and is always thinking about the bigger picture.
Let's go.
And I just love her energy, her vibes. Here she is with us to discuss something she's an expert at, which we're going to get into what the subject is. Alisa May!
Yo!
Hey, mama.
What up?
I'm not no expert. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm
hey, that's the kind, but that's what
we got you.
But that's exactly what
you are an expert at your life and your experience.
And that's that the humility of it. That's even part of why, to be able to do that. That's how you learn more. That's how you grow in life. I do not think I'm the best podcaster, and I only want to work with people who inspire me and are better than me in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, though. We're all learning, though. We're out here learning. And you know what? You have done things that it don't matter how many bills are behind you, like all up in Facebook. As soon as you hear that, as soon as I hear it come through, I just want to get up and do something. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't wearing eyeliner a few moments ago, but as soon as I checked you out, I was like, we're all here for it.
Let's go!
Shout out Jeffy is fully activated in the comments. Appreciate you. Y'all go ahead and run it up.
I have to do it.
Get your mama, uncle, cousin, nephew, neighbor, Terry up in
We have a Jeffy sighting.
Yo, Jeffy.
When Jeffy gets activated, it's only right. It's only
just
right.
Wow.
He's in there tagging everybody.
Yo, and he be out here just like providing so much peace, love, and joy to the world. He just did a personalized video shout out for our boy J Life for his birthday.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's just I've never seen him say a negative thing. He calls me boss every time we speak. Like
Wow.
that. Look, that's the kind of community
That's respect, man.
That's the only kind of community we want. And
Mind
so
you, he calls everybody boss.
Coming with the truth, you're like, no, listen.
He don't remember everybody's name. Hey, boss. Hey,
it
boss.
don't even matter if he calls
I recognize
everybody
the
boss.
tactic is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, Jade? We see you in the building.
Yo,
go ahead and introduce our final guest of the evening.
for the one time, it's been a little bit, but Let's Vibe TV family is back home. Love having him on the program tonight. You know, you got to put them fists up in the air one time for the rapper extraordinaire, the one and only Punch Live. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's happening, man? Pleasure, man. Thank y'all for having me. It's refreshing to be here. What's up, y'all?
Refreshing.
Yes, sir.
It's Monday. We're fresh off Mother's Day weekend. And that usually includes, if you're blessed enough, being around a lot of family and friends and a lot of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It got me to thinking, leading into this episode, about my life and how my mental health has been treated by the people around me, and B, how I have treated mental health and disabilities throughout my life. And I think that it's almost the elephant in the room. I think it's something a lot of people avoid thinking about because it's such a slippery slope, right? Did we do that right? Did we handle that the right way? And looking back in retrospect, a lot of mental health is hidden. Um what's the word I'm looking for? Hidden, like they can tell you, but it's not something you can physically see. Like the hole in the head. Like if I break my arm is broke.
Mm-hmm.
But if my mind is broke, it's not so easy to see.
Yeah. A lot of people pass, right? A lot of people pass, and that's the problem, is that we consider things that are disrupted or like broken to be something like as a physical attribute. But when you're talking about mental health and it's all inside, it's a lot easier to kind of pass over or maybe not make a safe place or create a safe place for some of those people, because you might, one, treat them the same way as everybody else when maybe that's not appropriate, or two, maybe take what they're doing as something, it can be mistaken for maybe intoxication or something like that. So yeah, it's challenging. It's a challenging situation when we're talking about stigma.
Because
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
And I feel like just more so recently, we're getting more information and having more respect for people as a family and community. But a lot of people have lost their careers, their family, relationships. These things can cost you everything.
I definitely don't think that there's anything too big that you can't come back from. But unaddressed mental health issues, along with some poor choices, will cost you a lot in your life for sure.
Yeah, like it's not your freedom, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that are locked up for no other reason than just undiagnosed situations, right?
Yep. Well, and that's the solution, right? Because it's either 3 nights in the hospital or a few nights in jail, or a combination of the two. because
A
that's how
combination, yeah.
society has decided they want to handle the situation.
Yeah. Oh, in my community right now, we're having a really tough time with the homelessness, and everyone is upset because they are congregating downtown. But what they don't know is that after you do your 72 hours, you get a free cab ride, down to the shelter. You got one to two choices, right? They don't take you home. So we got a system that's the solution is the streets, right?
For sure. For sure.
That same problem. And then we've had homeless here just start beating people up or hitting people just to go somewhere.
Yeah, to go to jail. Yeah. I mean, and it's, and I think that too many people think of it though as those extreme situations.
Right. Of course, there's always the outliers, but there's a spectrum when it comes to this thing, for sure.
Yeah, because you can still get a handicap parking sticker. You can still get a handicap parking sticker with a broken toe.
Listen, there is kids out here all over the.
That calls Shaq some basketball games now. Big toe. Big toe now. Get some respect to a toe.
But that also goes in to say, like, how do we judge what one another is going through, what they're facing in a day, and I think that that's one of the biggest problems with the world, and really deeper than making it a conversation of how we treat mental health, because we all have mental health issues, and
that's why we should just be kind, because you never know what somebody's going through. We might look put together, but behind the scenes, it's not always great.
Yeah, I think you got it right, hon. I think that, I'm not here to talk about the LGBTQ plus community, but when we talk about, being inclusive, I think that needs to extend to mental health. I think the minute that we stop, trying to describe normal and just start respecting individuality, the quicker we're going to get to ending stigma.
Yeah, well, even the way that psychiatric wards are presented, even when you walk into them, the door is blacked out. Like, it's presented in a dark kind of way within itself. But like,
I think it's a slippery slope, right? The whole thing is a slippery slope, because we have seen historically how mental health has been addressed in our society in the United States. We see how it's presently being addressed. I can appreciate the fact that there's more choice involved, right? We're inclusive enough of a society to say that if a person wants to be like this, they can be.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have so many people that are going untreated, right? Who might be fully productive citizens if they had the opportunity to truly have some type of reset with appropriate supports.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm dealing with a situation right now. I run shouldn't say I run. So the goal is a mental health retreat, but it started off as an Airbnb, and that's because it's either like the big house or the other big house, or there's this other kind of niche market where people are done dealing with their family members, and so they just get them an Airbnb for the week. And I was like, what is happening right now? Like, why is this person, you know what I mean? But they're totally functioning, whatever. Maybe they got a little something or whatever, but like, that's the solution right now because there is no other alternative. I don't know, like, I'm up in Canada, but yeah.
That's an amazing transition in terms of kind of the meat of the matter for this evening, in which we're talking about, we've kind of briefly discussed some extremes of how this presents, but the conversation this evening is revolved around relationships and having family members who have mental health diagnoses. You yourself having mental health diagnoses, experiences involved with that. A wide range, once again, from folks putting people up in the Airbnb just so they can get a break, To people who are functioning as best they can with all of the supports, because we know that even if you take your medication and you see your therapist and your psychiatrist, you're still going to struggle. Amen. But right. There are struggles that come with being in a relationship with individuals like this. It can be very taxing and very tiring. And it also can have also sorts of joys, of course, because they're amazing human beings. But we want to talk tonight about what those experiences are like. And yeah, who wants to kick it off?
Well,
Daz, kick it off.
Yeah, my son is nonverbal autistic, and he started getting behaviors, and their answer to it was medication, and that's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on the problem, and it didn't help. The side effects.
We know that science is a practice. There is no perfect recipe, and in that practice, especially when it comes to mental health, there's a lot of ups and downs trying to find that right recipe, because what works for one person doesn't work for the next, for sure.
And what were you saying about the side effects?
The side effects were worse than what I was doing to him. I felt like the side effects were worse than dealing with what he was going through. So we stopped the medication. Actually, my son has a medical marijuana card too, because that's something I found safe that did work for him. And now he don't have those behaviors no more. He's not beating me up, not hurting me. But really, we just weren't understanding him at the time.
Okay.
And is there supports for you, like when you're going through all that stuff? Is there supports for like the family members that have to deal directly with that?
We don't have no support. We are the support.
Yeah. It feels like they don't address like the people that are actually in the thick of it, right? Like they expect you to handle that, but they don't look out for the next stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know how old your child is. Depending on the age, if they were in school, I'd be looking for some supports from those folks. Older, an adult, I'd be looking for some supports from.
He's gonna go back to ABA therapy, so maybe that'll help with his occupational skills.
What kind of therapy did you just say?
ABA.
I never heard of that.
Analyze behavior analysis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So
if I can throw my opinion around for a second, I believe that what they need to start doing is stop focusing on the person with the action. Not to say that your son doesn't deserve the support, because obviously he needs like a regimen that works for him with the parent's opinion involved. Like if you say that medical marijuana, both, if that, you know what I mean? If that is, if that works, then they should be hyper focused on what like the CBD does for that and the THC and why. But they also need to start supporting the family. Like if you're his go-to person, then if we can keep you healthy and if we can keep you energized and we can keep you good, then you're going to have a lot more energy to be dealing with it. Like your tolerance is going to go up, and then it's a safer place for him to be, because we as moms, we can't just keep shoving our kids off all over the place. I know that there, guilt comes along with that and all sorts of stuff, and respite is necessary. But I think if we can allocate some of the resources into making sure that his number one star player is looked after, which in this case is you and probably always will be, then that kind of opens up the door for you to, maybe have a couple hours to yourself to look into different alternative measures and things like that, because no one's going to advocate harder for him than you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that feeds into, you are the expert of your life, right? Because you're the one living it. That really is the line in which I was headed down, in the sense that I'm a care coordinator and we utilize the wraparound approach. and I was drawing a blank because I don't know where you live, so I don't know where to tell you to go. But the centers, where I live, we have a place called the Mark Center that offers adult supports as well as occupational training, and also has appropriate jobs based on their capabilities.
That's cool.
And I would imagine that there are some places like that where you are. I just, I don't know them off the top of my head.
We're in the same town, Mel.
You said we're in the same town?
You're in Bloomington, right?
Yeah. Well, and they're not even the Mark Center anymore because they changed their name, but you're familiar with the organization, right?
Yeah.
What's your experience been like with them?
He was denied the Mark Center.
Really?
So
What?
He goes to a regular public school.
Okay. I would definitely be interested in talking with you more off air to see what might be available to you.
What kind of things have to happen in order for you to be denied off of that? If it's not,
To tell you the truth, I've never worked for them, so I don't know what their assessments are.
Just to put up Calico Hunt, my son was denied supports at 7, even with diagnoses, is what Calico Hunt says. I mean, as far as how hospitals treat aftercare is interesting. And why I had a hard time with what we were talking about is because even for me, there's been times where my somebody close to me will have mania, and they'll get left with me, like leaving the hospital, and it's like I don't know what to do, and there is no care or communication going on to help. And just like what you said, the star player, there is nobody to ask how I was
very, very energy sucking, right? Emotionally draining. I think that your person is lucky in the sense that they have somebody who can advocate for them on the back end and on the front end. But a lot of the times you're right, it really is just discharge paperwork with a person who may or may not be stable when they leave the hospital. And then they're expected to make good choices and good decisions and go see that therapist that is on the paper for an appointment, or follow up with a psychiatrist, get a mental health assessment, this, that, and the third.
Very light help with
aftercare.
The success of that being an appropriate method. The data doesn't show that it's fruitful.
And like you're supposed to leave feeling more hopeful.
Well, not really though. Like, I mean, the thing is that their job isn't like, the goal is to obviously have a solution, right? But mental health is a massive umbrella. So when you're going in, especially to like talk to a crisis nurse, 99% of the time that crisis nurse, they're predominantly trained right now with like fentanyl and overdose awareness stuff, that the amount of nurses that are actually here to handle a lot of those topics aren't even available. You're talking like one nurse on a shift, maybe, you know what I mean, in rotation with like 12 other nurses. Like it's really unfortunate the way they got it set up. So if everything lines up properly,
are you still a threat to yourself or someone else? It doesn't come down to really whether or not you're stable, because it goes back to your right to be unstable. Yeah. They just want to make sure that you're not a harm to yourself or someone else. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And once they've satisfied that, then they discharge you.
Yeah. I don't feel that there is no real mental health help here.
Even in the area that you're in, you say?
I think that they're available, but I think it comes back to the conversation of accessibility versus availability, right? And so something can be available where you are, but it may not be accessible. Mm-hmm. That could be from lack of information or knowledge. That can be from transportation. It could be a myriad of reasons. But we do have mental health resources available. But I have seen folks exhaust them, right? Because once again, every fit's not a good fit. And depending on what your need is, you can run through some resources rather quickly.
Yeah, I found it that have my type of resources aren't the ones that they particularly offer, within these mental health companies. Mine
Well,
was more. I'm sorry?
you go through the VA, am I correct?
I used to go through the VA. I don't find that very helpful anymore because they are just so quick to, as we explained earlier, they're so quick to shove medication down your throat. So we need more of a supportive group that's understanding of the mind rather than wanting to numb us.
Yeah, I mean, and Punch, so I met Punch, and he was in a good space when I met Punch. We were doing episodes, a lot of content was getting made. He did not make us fully aware of his mental health issues.
Yeah, I'll try to hide that because that wasn't what I was about.
That's the thing. No, listen,
right.
listen. That's who wants to lead with that, right? Like
Exactly.
the whole point is to like move forward, right? Who wants to lead with like, man?
Right, like
right. I came in the game like, hey, I want all my followers to just be happy, and it was like, hey, what about what's behind that?
Yeah.
Like, I think we discovered it as we built relationship, and that's really what it's all about, and that's what led us to this point. But speak on it.
Yeah, but and so it hit to a point where I, to a certain extent, turned my back on Punch because I didn't understand what he was going through. And he tried to explain, but it's really tough to understand when you're not in the situation. And so
it was dark.
Yeah, he was going through a lot and being played as a pawn in a lot of situations that were way bigger than him, and where
I just recently recovered from the stuff, mind you, guys, the stuff he's telling you,
and where people made friends and never even apologized to him.
No.
Yeah.
Caleb, that's what we're here to do, is to be honest. We peel back the layers.
Shout out to my brother Caleb Washington, man.
And what up, Ashley Huffman? There's so many Spazzy Two-Tone. I love y'all. There's way too many of y'all.
Man, go ahead and give them the punches, man.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
That's why
Yeah.
No, but continue, Dash. Go ahead, bro.
Listen there, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm listening, man.
Tell him some more.
But
you're like, ain't nobody gonna do it. All right, shit. Like,
well, I mean, let's just bite. Let's bite into that nugget that just got dropped. Dad talks about understanding, what somebody else is going through, not understanding how mental health is truly impacting Punch. Talking about the frustrations that come with, one, not understanding, but two, experiencing it. And then what he's about to tell you is how he created space, which is what people normally do.
Well, and it was not because I didn't have love for him, right?
Right.
I felt like for certain reasons, he compromised my friends. I felt like I introduced him to my friends and the situation was taken advantage of, or in a place where I had to choose between protecting them or Punch. And I think often when we get in situations with people with mental health, we find ourselves in choosing between or feeling like we have to when we really don't,
brother.
And it wasn't like I wouldn't speak directly to Punch,
brother. That sounds like a situation that I had to deal with prior to meeting all y'all, you know, and even before that situation, I had to deal with this stuff. Like, it was so heavy on me that people's lives were in my hands, literally. Like, from the military to being a veteran and then being a rapper, all three stages, I still had people's lives in my hand. You know what I'm saying? And then people are dying on me, and then people are like misjudging me from
in
that. And it's
both
just like, bro,
situations.
hell yeah, and I'm still trying to grind and get somewhere as a kind-hearted person. And it's just like this shade is being casted on my life. And it's just like, bro, why doesn't anybody understand what I felt like I need to take a fucking camcorder and my whole life I could just replay it for you when somebody tells you something about me. And you see the real thing. That's where I was at. That's what I was trying to explain.
But you can do that through music, right? Like, isn't that?
That is a great outlet up to a certain extent. Like, people don't understand. Like, you can only be in the house or a certain isolated booth for so long. Describing stuff. You got to get out and touch things, ground yourself again, be away from these type of energies. Like, this shit is real. This shit got so real for me. Like, man, like, I literally had to like watch my heart.
For sure.
You're creating a whole new market, really. Like, you know, what about a studio that was like in Jamaica with like not all that pressure, wide open doors, and like, you know,
because when you create that energy in that small little box room or wherever you at, when you gotta disperse everything,
the window still looks the same.
It's there. You damn near need sage when you're done talking.
Yeah.
What up, David Williams? Well, and even Punch is actually locked in with a beef with Benzino.
Man,
we started.
We gonna talk about that.
We're not gonna get too deep into it now.
All right, so look, man. What questions do y'all have about that?
Nah,
but head around and everything. Like,
well, let me
get formal.
Let me speak a little bit, because you're not quite giving context now fully. Like, Punch and PTSD and things like that. He's gotten into beefs with Tech 9. Man,
I wouldn't necessarily call it a beef.
We won't call it, but you were triggered by Tech 9. And so, and it's tough because Tech 9 doesn't have time to understand what Punchline has been through that made him react that way.
We both reacted on each other.
You know, because he responded for sure.
Punchline wants and thrives on what everybody wants, which is to be in relationship with other people. The issue is, right? The issue is that there was a moment in time where individuals with mental health issues were impacting each other in such a way, at least from my limited knowledge, that it shook a situation to the point where one person was no longer on this earth and the other person had
my motherfucking guy at that.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up, because I was like, okay. Well, that makes sense.
And the other person had lost their career, if you will.
Yeah, dang. But that's okay. So then stigma needs to change the whole way around. Like, you have to
a couple of details about my friend that passed away, bro.
And it got to the point that he was booked to open for places, and somebody would reach out and be like, nah, he can't.
Yeah, there's a couple of places that they put me off on my set list that I paid my hard-earned work and money for. Every day I would sit and do my sweaters and shit like that. I took that money and paid for that, and then to be told that, you know, luckily the promoter fucked with me good enough to where he can move me around, you know, but I've had multiple instances where it was fucking with my work, and I'm trying to feed people at the same time as myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just doing this for fun. That really triggered me in a way to where I developed a little bit more resentment and negative feeling opposite than love. And I started to, you know, based on the PTSD and stuff that I've been through, it made me act out a little bit differently. It made me realize that I didn't go through
that whole period was
I needed to go back into therapy during that phase, but I neglected that fact I hit on what you said earlier, Milk, about the refusing the services and shit like that. Like, yeah, man, I had my therapist tell me, hey, man, I set you up with an appointment, but I'm so mad and so in my head. I'm like, fuck that right now. Going through it, bro, just cycling. But let me tell you a little bit about my friend, man. Shouts out, well, not shouts out, but rest in peace to TK Crazy Gary Brendan, man. That was his name. And honestly, I got on damn near because of him, bro. He reached out to me. He bought a feature, you know what I'm saying? He booked me, flew me to Idaho. We did hella shows together. He paid for the sets and was like, hey, man, do half of the set with me. I'm going to do my half of it. And you did, then you come up there. Because he fucked with me so heavy. I was like, all right, bet. My man's had a diagnosis of bipolar schizophrenia. You know what I'm saying? So he would tweak out sometimes, and I would be the only one there for him to fucking calm him down, and nobody understood that. He would snap on his girl, bro, all that. And I'm being real as hell right now. I don't care who watching. You know what I'm saying? He would, and bro, I would just be the only one in the back of the car. Like, he would throw such an anger fit. Bro, one time the airbag popped on dude ass, bro. I'm like, man, come on. Had a seizure while we was driving. He got so mad I had to reach from the back seat and save our lives, bro. We doing 70 on the Texas road, bro. You feel me? Like, we drifting off to the other side. I'm high as hell in the back like this, and then I just feel the car like, oh shit, type shit. So he dealt with a lot, man. You know, and nobody was there for that nigga like how I was, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to leave Idaho after a certain amount of time, and when I left, I saw my boy twice in 1 year. And after the second time I seen him, man, I couldn't help my boy no more, bro. You know how that felt for me to get that phone call, bro, and be like, hey, man, your boy suicide. What? Nigga, suicide is a trigger for me, bro, because I've already had like 3 of my homies already gone, bro, prior to fucking deployment or coming back from deployment. You know, so like, and then I got these motherfuckers who I used to be cool with running around talking negative and stuff like they actually know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if I will fucking snap if I seen you or not, bro. Like, you need to keep a little bit more G, because I got like mad respect for people. This goes back into a discussion that me and you had as well, Daz. Like,
they know you, especially in hip hop. They take a song and they think they know you, or
man, them songs, boy, they don't even spit an eighth of the information, the shit that I go through. Come on. That shit is just to grab people so I could kind of survive off of this shit. All right, so look, man, dealing with that type of shit, the reason why I feel like it's called mental health awareness is because we all have it, right? But we have to be aware of the symptoms that we all go through with each other. So like with me being there for my mans, me and TK, bro, we had hour talks, bro. I would even stop him from sabotaging himself. But like with that diagnosis that he has, is by default, he goes back into that after a certain amount of time. Bro, that shit, it was really hard to be my man's friend, but that was my guy, bro. I roll with him, bro. So that shit, everything that happened hurt me, man.
Life is already a full-time job, but when you have things that are working against you, and you have to learn coping skills just to process the things that are going on in your head.
Yeah.
Like, it takes it to a whole nother level.
Literally, bro, like I don't know where dude would start talking to people. I'm be like, bro, who you talking to?
How things affect you, right? You got to recognize what your triggers are. And then you have to be aware enough in the moment to utilize a coping skill. Like, it's a lot of things playing against folks out here. Awareness.
Like, literally, bro, like, I put it to you like this. That was the friendship where my life was at stake a couple of times. I ain't gonna go into detail about that shit, but like, that's the reason why I wasn't, you guys probably would look at me a little weird off the spazzing and shit that I be going through. Cause I didn't go through therapy for none of that shit, man. When I got back from out of the field I was on the road for 2 years, bro. I ain't want to pay no rent, no nothing. I just lived on the road. You know what I'm saying? Grinding. And that's exactly what happened. All that stuff happened. I only wanted to come in the game, create more opportunities for people because I was learning about business. And as I was learning, I was trying to create things, get people out of the hood. I only got like 2 people out of the hood so far. I'm supposed to have way more than that. I had a mission, bro.
Right. Yeah, but I think, would you say though, Punchy, looking back on it now, you while you were trying to be a support for so many people, you didn't make sure you had the adequate supports you needed to sustain that, right?
Right.
And
that comes back.
You had plenty of unhealed wounds
with your homie,
bro. That just comes back.
You wasn't taking care of yourself,
right? And it all goes back to just being how my life first started, bro. I was married at a young age. In the military taught me to suck it up and drive on. So I'm literally out here doing my soldier shit. Like when I tell people I'm a veteran, I'm a soldier, like for real, that's instilled in me. That's on my back. That's in my heart. It's in my head. You feel me? It's in my chest, my stomach. I easily breathe that shit, bro. So like my mentality is soldier. So that's why I kind of neglected that part of it.
I always, for a long time, I was scared to admit that I needed help. I felt like I wanted to be superhuman so bad that like why would I admit
I
I
got
needed help?
this.
Mm.
Got this.
And I burnt down so many relationships that way. And my mom is a pediatrician. How, it's kind of like the mechanic's car sometimes.
Mm.
You don't want to admit anything is wrong, or and my dad was a showboat. He's out there drumming, womanizing, doing whatever he's doing.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
He wherever
Wherever he
he
led
lays
us.
at,
And when he
he's
goes.
still alive.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, I've been on both sides of the fence. I'll get in that mode where I'm burning things down. It's so crazy because I took Adderall and I knew when I didn't take it.
Mm.
Because I would be in there and I would be in the foyer at school and it would hit me like I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting suspended today.
Oh no.
Hey, my fuck shit's about to get
I'm
revealed.
in trouble.
I'll try everything I can, but it's going down.
I said that shit the song.
Eyes just glazed over.
For real. I already know what you was going through, bro.
I would feel disappointment, shame. I would set goals for myself. And I would still not take him down. And I was nepoed out at school though, because my mom was the, pediatrician to the vice principal. My vice
dang.
He still suspended the shit out of me, but
How long you was suspended,
You play
bro?
no games.
at least I
Bad
got
ass out of here.
I got a little bit of leniency in that field though, but I also did not get shout out. I'll
He
never
told
forget.
his mommy, he said, I think he's pocketing his pills. Check his pockets in the morning.
Check his bias.
Stacking them bitches
Well,
up, selling
It
them.
was wild.
10.
I came off them when I was 18. But like still the way my family and stepdad and when my brother, like, it's multiple factors. I've been so in denial I haven't tried to get the help that I could have at some points, but at the same time, somebody close to me who deals with a lot of stuff like that, I've had to go so far outside of my body to understand and help, and have made so many mistakes and just so many reflections and gotten introduced to so many new things. I just wanted to make music and heal the world.
Yeah.
Come on.
You
Come
know,
on.
and but there was a comment made earlier, and it reflects what Elisa said. But and there is a subject. I do got a question for you, Elisa, too, to kind of close out, to bring to like a final point. Loving God first will allow you to love others properly.
Factuals, righteousness.
Shout out to Sean Corey.
That's real, and congratulations to his victory in the court room. So, shout out our boy Deshaun. But hey, Let's Run TV is in the building.
You already know what it is. We dig just a little bit deeper on Monday nights because it's a case of the Monday. And oh yeah, we deep out here tonight talking about it. Before we wrap things up, though, I know we've been 49 minutes in. I know we try to keep this thing to up under an hour. But I want to talk about just briefly, if we can hint on it, touch on it, dip our feet in just a little bit, because it really kind of brings things to close for me in terms of talking about being in a relationship with people. We've talked about dealing with mental health issues ourselves. We've talked about some of the negative repercussions that have come from it. But let's talk about when those people who are struggling that we care about the most, like, push you away, right? Because it's one thing to be in it with them and carrying the weight of all that with you, but talk about what it's like. It's a different type of weight when you have to see it from afar, when they're in the space where they won't even let you in.
Yeah, and Elisa's touched on that a little bit earlier, like, and it wasn't even intentional, but like dealing with the aggression that you had to go through, like what, like how did? Oh, it's muted for some reason.
It's like a bad work Zoom meeting. What's going on? Can you hear me now? There we go.
Oh, dang, and I done forgot what I was gonna say too.
Because we were talking about resistance, like, and not wanting the help, or like just when there's the pushback, like when you want to help somebody and find solutions and can't.
That's the problem. Sometimes we can't reach people out here, and that's why suicide's at an all-time high.
Yeah, suicide doubles all mental health deaths.
Lisa, that's as blunt as you can be right there.
Man.
Nice and sharp.
Well, I hope that we always come off as genuinely caring about you, and
for sure,
yeah, we're in the building. I'm gonna throw some whatever. No.
Don't throw down the forks, folks.
I think I'm having some difficulties. Is my thing?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't move my hands around too much these days. Nope.
I don't know. It's a war here at home too, and we're all in survival mode, and we all have trauma, and we're all dealing with some stuff. So just be kind, spread love.
Be kind. Hell yeah, that's the word right there.
Well, and somewhere along the way it got lost, right? It's almost like we have to take a few steps backwards and remember that each one
have been through so much. They can't be kind. I feel like.
Yeah. So somewhere along the way we lost the fact that we all in it together, that we all out here struggling, that we all just trying to make it. And
yeah, the 90s, man.
That's why I developed my what you
say? Something happened.
That's what. Yeah,
to the left.
Hey, but for as much struggle as we talk about, I still want to shout out the praise of the next generation, because we have some of the most, emotionally aware young people coming up right now, coming out of high school, coming through our school systems. And we are more emotionally aware. We are. The conversation of mental health is continuing.
True.
And that's what this show is all about. It's about keeping it a buck, talking about real experiences, and keeping the conversation going.
Man.
Yeah, and shout out to the dudes. You guys, man, listen, like, I'm a mom. I got 2 boys. You got a son, you said. And like, I think I can speak for both of us when I say, like, there is not enough respect for the trials and tribulations that you guys go through, and you're expected to just hold it in and man up and deal with it and all that nonsense. So like, no, I care. We care. It ain't like that. We love you and we notice.
Yay.
I've always been a whoopsh. Yeah, look, I've fought my whole life, but I've cried my whole life too, though. I've loved my whole life. I've laughed my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Real life, yeah.
A whirlwind of emotions.
you know, and
I'm
I've
still
embraced.
trying to learn how to cry, but I'm becoming more in tune with my emotions. My eyes
Hey,
get
what does make you
moist.
cry laughing?
My
Can you
eyes
say
get
that
moist.
one more time?
They get moist, but then they reabsorb back into my body. It's something about my eyes won't never
They
fall
be like,
down.
oh, I forgot I was gangster.
Just reabsorb. Yeah. Mhm. I'm trying to learn how to get a good tear going. I think it might be therapeutic.
You gotta watch Bambi.
Yeah, that might
Crying
be
laughter is always the best, man.
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
try to cry laugh, you know what I'm saying? It's good for the soul.
That new Cat Williams will get you
Yeah, oh yeah.
there.
Hey, woke folk, that's some smart entertainment too.
Man, that shit's so real.
Yo, so let's end this, I guess, by asking what is your goal for the week? Since it's a case of the Mondays, we got the rest of the week to
We
I'm
putting
trying to
people on the spot. That's what we do. It's Monday. We all trying to work on ourselves, whether it's better self-care, making time for yourself, right? No matter what it is, what is your goal for this week for self-improvement?
Who's
who's
going first?
starting?
Who going first?
I'm like, you want me to go?
I did. I
I'm
did
just glad I got
Ladies
up
first.
on it and made it to my first
All
meeting
right,
on
all right.
time.
All right. I'm learning to task manage better and exercise my right to time management skills. So, no big deal.
I mean, it looked like you showed up mostly on time and looking amazing and bringing a lot to the conversation.
Thank
Right.
you.
For as amazing as you look, you could have been late.
Usually,
forget-
yeah, let the people know because I am casually late chronically, like chronically.
That's fashionably late. As they
Yeah.
Fashionably.
and chronically, I think everybody here doesn't think anything's wrong with a little bit of chronic.
Boy,
one time for the one time pass to your left and don't hold it too long.
yes, sir.
Time for the one time. Yeah. I am continuing to work what I'm working on, which is mental health and physical health. Just continuing to push along on that journey. Trying to get a routine with the new gig, which is what I'm supposed to do, as each day presents its own journey. I didn't get home till 6:30 tonight.
Man, let's go.
But yeah, just trying to overcome a lot of the mental, which most of us do, right? Who is the biggest person we have to overcome? It is ourselves, right? So I'm starting a fast tomorrow for the rest of the week, and I am going to.
What are you fasting, bro?
I am fasting.
I was about to make a joke.
I trying to roast, man.
Go ahead. Come on. First of all, this ain't that show, but I'll get to you. I let it be a case of the Mondays.
Hey, Bill, I love you, bro. We ain't on that right now.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. I'm going to fast. I'm starting tomorrow. I'm going to fast Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm gonna break the fast Friday night, actually, as I go to dinner with my mother. But I'm gonna take a couple days to try to squash the urges of the flesh. Try to really try to
Fasting
hone
brings
in on
a
some
beautiful
prayer
reset.
as it comes to
Calico, hey girl. That's my girl Calico. She is my agenda, my planner, my sister.
She's been
my
watching the whole episode.
Liz, that's my girl. She does all the things. Everything that you see, I just show up late. Like she does all the things.
She's like, I'm here for her before she gets here.
Yeah, yeah. She does my sound check, my mic check.
So we're gonna get the head together. We're gonna get the head together with a fast for a few days. That's what we're gonna do.
Show, man.
Yeah.
My only goal is to get up and fight every day and make it through the day with peace and love.
I know that's right.
Mama.
I know that's right.
Yeah. I'm basically focused on a lot of mental health for the next 30 days. My life's about to change. I think I put it out there earlier, like a couple weeks ago. I'm about to head east. I got discovered at a bar when I was just doing my thing. So there's been a lot of conversation on the back end. So things are gonna get a lot different for Punch, man. So I'm just gonna focus on self-care, emotional management. And that's really it until I leave Denver.
They say, Punch, what they say when opportunity meets preparation. The opportunity can smack your ass time after time, but if you ain't ready,
Man,
then you ain't gonna rock it. But you're doing what you're supposed to do, which is getting on your square, and you're doing what you need to do. And much props for that, my brother.
thank you.
Reverend Milk.
Hallelujah.
Jesus.
I just had one person on tonight. Hallelujah.
Hey, let him put his glass on. Talk his shit. Talk your shit.
You can do it. Yeah, Lord. All right.
He was talking about me, Milk. He was talking about me. My goal is just to stay organized and stay organized because I'm always focused, but I'm never organized. So if I can be organized and focused, nobody can stop.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so with that, are we at a close?
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is that where the milkman just chimes in one time?
Well, I want to say, I got to do some shout outs. Yo, if you want to win the stress ball, like I said, follow Higher Vibration Network and Let's Vibe TV. DM me a screenshot of both, and it enters you to win. We'll be drawing your name. I'll be announcing the winner tomorrow. Last week, y'all broke multiple goals, but nobody entered. We had 1,000 viewers, and we had fucking like 300 comments, and nobody entered to win. Y'all just did it to do it.
Hey.
That don't even
I hope that's just a signifier that they are all just stress free out here in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we only hope for the best.
We know that's not true. Y'all go and drop your name in the chat so you can get your stress ball. You know you need this. You got to get your squads on. We want to appreciate you. We're going to put $2. We're going to put a stamp on it and send it right to you.
Punchers, if y'all are in here, I highly encourage y'all put y'all name in that thing, boy.
I sign it for you. I sign it.
It'll be worth more with my signature on it. I just don't have them over here. They enjoy it. That's what it would be. That's
okay, Milk. Wink, wink.
Right. Spread love, be kind. You guys matter.
Thank you. Shout out. Let's give her a round of applause. I tried to press the button. I couldn't find it in time. Bye.
You can't find it.
Yeah.
He tried so hard. She was just about 30 seconds short of the salutation. But that's all right. When you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah. She was not playing.
You don't play about it.
Hey, when you got to go, you got to go. Well, we appreciate Elisa stopping by. Hey, I'm going to try this one time for the one time. Miss Kalisha has been in the building. Did I say it right? One time for the one time. Yes. And we've had the one and only Punch Line 350 in the building. Much love and blessings to you, sir. And of course, for the exotic one, I am the milkman. This has been a case of the Mondays. We appreciate y'all tuning in, but we got to do this thing. And of course, I'm doing this for you, Daz. We got to do it like an old school BET condom commercial and wrap it up.